So these are two formulas that you're going to be using today. One is called the distance formula and one is called the midpoint formula. So we're going to start with a couple of examples. These formulas are very easy to apply. And as you can see, you see these X1s and Y1s. And so obviously these are points that we're referring to. And just like when we use the slope formula, we have those same identifiable variables. So it'll be very easy to calculate this. Okay, so formulas are great because it tells you where to place every number. It tells you what to do as far as the operation. So it's not difficult to use a formula at all. All right, so we're going to actually start with this example here. So if everybody would go to this example in your foldable. Okay, this is the one that has the graph when you open it. All right, so the very first thing we're going to do is just identify the coordinates to this first. Okay, so our first point, we're located at 2, 2. And the second point is at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the directions, it says use this graph to find the distance between the 2 points. So we're going to write down the distance formula. It's already at the top of your foldable. So I'm going to write it down. D equals, okay, then we have the square root of the x2 minus x1. And again, it tells you where to place each number. All right, so basically all you got to do is follow the order of operations as well. So my x2 number, okay, this is my x2 and y2, x1, y1. So my x2 number is what? 6. So we'll have 6 minus, and then my x1 number is what? 2, and then we're going to square that. Then we're going to take the difference of the y's. So our y2 number is what? 5 minus what? 2. And then we're going to square that. Okay. So again, it tells you everything to do. All right. So now we're going to just do that. 6 minus 2 is what? 4. 4 squared will give us 16. 5 minus 2 is what? 3, and 3 squared is 9. 16 plus 9 will give us 25, and the square root of 25 is 5. Okay. Like I said, a very easy formula to use. So then you have example 1 is just, you know, the same thing. It's just they didn't give you the actual, not a bad idea to kind of identify the points in this way. All right, so example 1, once you get all your numbers in their proper places, then you want to just go ahead and do all the operations. So here again, we have 2 plus 3 is 5. We're going to be squaring that. Going to be squaring 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, I'll just bring that down. So we're going to end up with 25 plus 4. Okay, 25 plus 4 gives us rad 29, and then we'll just go ahead and round that to like 5.4. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to have you do example 2, and then I'll bring it back to see if you have the correct answer. Okay, so let's take a look. So we'll start off with the formula. We'll put in our numbers. So this is what you should have for your numbers. Okay, so just check it. Then the next step, you should add and then square. When you square it, you get 16 plus 16, which is rad 32. Okay, the simplified radical because, you know, 32 has a perfect square in it, which is 16, obviously. So that's going to be 16 times 2. Take the square root of 16 out. That's going to be 4 rad 2. Okay, if you actually take the decimal on your calculator, okay, we get about 5.7. Okay, if we round it to the tenths. Okay, that's your final answer. Any questions on that? Okay, again, very easy formula to use. So same thing for the midpoint formula. So let's take a look at that. All right, so midpoint formula, we're going to end up with coordinates. Okay, so basically what you're doing is you're taking the x coordinates and dividing those by 2, and then taking, you know, the sum of the y coordinates and dividing those by 2. And that will give you like the halfway point between the 2 points. So that's why it's called midpoint formula. Okay. All right, so let's just take a look at the first example here. So again, we still label them x1, y1, x2, y2, and see how this is written. You're just going to write your x1 plus, you know, add your x's together, add your y's together, get the average. So you're going to divide them by 2. All right, so that's what you should have there. So go ahead and write that down. It's going to be -3 plus 7, and the y coordinates will be -1. And actually, this might be a mistake because this should be -1. No, that's right. Plus the -5 because we're adding. Okay, that's correct. And then you divide those by 2. All right. So the halfway point between those would be 4 divided by 2, which obviously we're going to simplify that to 2. And -6 divided by 2 gives us -3. So that will be the halfway or the midpoint between the 2 points. Again, formulas are great because it tells you exactly where to place all of your numbers. Okay. All right, so this is the one that you're going to try. So I would go ahead and label them x1, y1, and x2, y2. Okay, I'm going to pause this and go ahead and put in the numbers and see what you get for the midpoint between those 2 coordinates. All right. So this is what you should have. Okay, these are the numbers you should have used for your midpoint formula. Okay, simplify that down to 5 and -5. Right, and that's the entire lesson.